Hello, and welcome back to The Letter.
We have food after this.
Yeah. When we last, with that wonderful introduction,
I was going to ask before you started, but then you went, wait, what button's your hot button for recording anyways?
delete.
Eh,
When we last left off...
weird. By hitting delete, you create.
Yes. Marianne had met
Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Pinky.
Yeah, sorry, I just is it Rebecca or is it Rachel? Fuck!
Rebecca.
Rebecca at the library, and we just started, and we went off on our usual tangents. As it looks like I'm on the clock starting today, I might as well eat. Grabbing some fish and chips from one of the street food stalls.
Because we're in England. Duh. That's all they have in England. Fish and chips and bangers and mash.
They got bubble and squeak.
Ah, of course. Forgot about the bubble and squeak. The point is, how many Britishisms can we stuff into here?
All of them. I find a table to spend time with a copy of Marquis de Sade's The Crime of Love.
The Crime of Love.
That is a very weird choice to go for, but okay.
Bit on the nose, given the subject matter of this game, I mean.
Yes, since Rebecca left with the book I wanted. I've read this one before, along with the rest of his works. This would be the 18th time, in fact.
Wow, she likes trashy romance novels, eh? You're liking her a bit less, you're recoiling.
De Sade, I think, is just a very weird choice.
She likes trashy romance.
It's not trashy romance, it's fucking
She's like
sadism.
What, The Crime of Love?
Maybe The Crime of Love, but Marquis de Sade? That's who they fucking named sadism after, and some of his shit is very
I was
fucking
specifically
weird.
referring to The Crime of Love, however, which is trashy romance.
The only thing I know from him is the fucked up shit. But it's always nice to read through it again when I don't have the time to enjoy something new. Besides, when you're dealing with people so filthy rich they just end up plain filthy, you need the good old Marquis sound advice.
La blessure se trouvant sans aucune sorte de conséquence.
Don't know what that means.
Dave owes me $5.
The wound being without any consequence.
I got without any consequence. I didn't know what she was saying.
Of course, it's
that.
folly to think that things have no consequence when everything actually does. Briar Realty Corporation's Luxborn branch isn't too far off from the city. I lost my sentence there. It's far off from the city center, just a few blocks away, and I can easily eat and walk. That's not a block, sweetheart.
Yeah, he's literally in this shot.
I
From the
mean-
library you just came out of.
I mean, it seems like you would have to go more out of your way to find the fish and chips.
Well, the cafe might have had it. It is literally just fish sticks and french fries.
It's not really fish sticks. It's more like the...
Well, yeah, fried fish, more wedges, I guess.
yeah,
It would be like a chicken breast
it's
for us,
not Long
but it's
John
fried.
Silver.
Yeah, Long John Silver,
Silver.
yeah.
That's the one I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking about.
That's-
I guess
that's like
more
the
like
fried fish, but-
fish tenders, I
Yeah,
guess.
fish tenders.
Fish fillet, fried fish fillet.
I would say chicken breast, but I don't think you have fish breast that you
Fillet.
can fry.
It's a fillet.
Would it be fillet?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, rid of that. I'd rather...
yeah. Although sometimes it is fish sticks.
Yeah, depending.
Yeah.
I'd rather use this time to rest before I go into a flurry of activity. No doubt there'll be so much to do once we get hands-on with the mansion.
Still a lot better than working on another condo, at least.
Surely, no matter how much BRC and the old owners put into the restoration and preservation of the place, any big repairs would be superficial at most.
That's what BRC stands for. Big Repair Company.
I'm quite certain that in their haste to sell the property, they did a rush job.
Nobody look at the BRC sign in this exact screen to counteract my point.
It isn't an infrequent thing to do, despite how it was frowned upon.
Part of the
There'll be a
issue is
lot-
I didn't actually know what BRC stood for until I made the joke, and then I looked up and I was like, oh. Whoops.
I can read!
Well, pay attention to my surroundings.
There'll be a lot of hidden issues that I will need to weed out, and I have to make sure I find every single one of them, especially the more serious damages. Structural integrity is definitely on top of the list we will have to consider. The building might look sturdy, but it is centuries old. That alone will likely pose a few problems here and there, put limitations on what we can do. Besides, despite how much I detest these rich snobs, they can pay rather handsomely, so long as I do an excellent job and do more than necessary. Those two things always made sure the referrals keep coming. I don't even have to hunt down projects for myself.
Yeah, that's good work ethic. Oh, tell me her desk is the one on the right with Voltron on it. Little samurai dude.
This is BRC, not freaking Marianne's.
And she doesn't work for BRC?
No. Isabella works for BRC.
Yeah, I know, but she kept talking about how BRC might do blah, blah, blah. I thought, maybe she, like, is sort of related to them.
In that they both work for the rights.
Mm. Also, I like how the guys who made this game put their own logo on the paper to the left.
You might have noticed in Isabella's apartment, she has the stuffed logo as a stuffed animal.
You also may notice the icon on the Sleepy Sheep Hotel is pretty familiar to that yang yang symbol, or yang yang sheep.
Yeah. When I go,
boy, this particular shot is very prepared for a fire. There's a clearly marked exit, a fire hose, an extinguisher, an alarm, and the actual alarm itself, and way too many sprinklers for this area. There's 2 right there. Yeah. This place, Jesus,
is ready.
Yep, begging to have a fire just so someone can put that shit out.
When I go up to BRC's office, I can't help but stop and stare when I enter the building. Look at all those fires.
No, literally the safest, short of the aquarium, it is the safest building in the entire city from a fire.
With the lunch hour closing, employees...
What is it Yahtzee said? He immediately bought 7 fire trucks for SimCity, and he now had the most fireproof city in the world for except Rapture. Yeah. Which, to be fair, that was probably the one thing they didn't have to worry about. Yeah. And of course, there are chunks of the city on fire. Because fuck, that city got fucked.
Yeah. Properly.
That's what you get for reading Ayn Rand too much.
Yep. With the lunch hour closing, employees should have been back already if they still aren't filtering through the doors. I get that it's a Saturday, that people probably feel tired and lazy to be working on the weekend. But they're still on the clock and not bumming around wasting company time on extended lunch breaks and cigarette sessions.
Oh God, don't light that cigarette! Just immediate flooding.
The office is spacious, as it is with these big corporations. Each person is given their little space of what's usually a 2x2 meter cubicle. There is a lot more empty chairs than there are actual people working at their desk.
Isn't it late afternoon, though? So that makes sense.
On a Saturday.
Yeah, so...
It reminds me far too much of my last day at Petriskova Projects during the massive layoffs due to the Irish economic crisis.
How are you getting Petriskova? I would have said Portiskova.
I don't fucking know.
I assumed you knew.
I don't speak Europe. But it isn't just that, though. Everything is as quiet as a grave.
Speak some Europe at us in the comments.
It's as if these people are merely ghosts.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, wow, okay. Hey again, haven't seen you in a while.
Speaking of ghosts, Santos comes in through the door looking
Certainly
as if she's
seen you
just
from
seen
this
one.
Angle.
She looks at me wide-eyed like a deer caught in the headlights, ready to bolt at any moment. I'd pointed out I wanted to inquire, but that would be unprofessional. Really, it's none of my business.
I presume that Miss Cooper told you why I'm here, Miss Santos?
Are they friends? No, they aren't.
Yeah, no, she's awkward.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just got back from lunch, But it won't take too long. Don't worry.
They could be friends at this point?
Yeah.
Of course it won't. This whole project has established itself to be a matter done in haste.
They have their own little epilogue.
I do hope it doesn't mean that people are being careless in their duties.
No, they're just buddies.
Yeah.
Marianne ends up...
You mentioned she can end up with Hana.
Yeah. Marianne ends up, hiring... Isabella gets back into her art and abandons the BRC. And Marianne actually ends up hiring her to do some murals for other projects. She flinches and looks like she doesn't know how to respond to that. Thankfully, instead of opening her mouth, she leads the way towards her station and goes to fetch the floor plans. It won't take too long, as she said, but it does take a bit. Time spent to compose herself, most likely.
We usually just email these things.
I prefer the real thing.
Not that you would know. You probably have your nose stuck in front of a smartphone when you're not working, and even when you should be working, playing those mindless addictive games.
Oi, I think the reason she wouldn't know is because she hasn't worked with you before ever, you dumb bitch. The fuck?
Yeah.
We email these things because it's quicker, and people don't have to come down to the office and waste everybody's time while they dig out physical floor plans.
Yeah, and that's a lot. That's very judgmental when you don't even know.
Yeah, it's like I prefer the real thing. Not that you would know. It's like, yeah, I've never worked with you before. Of course I wouldn't know.
I definitely wish Chris, that's her PA, would stop playing that bat cat thingy during work hours too.
I have no idea what that's supposed to be.
I guess it's like an in-joke because she also has the bat cat pillow. Stuffed animal thing. I don't know. It's something the
Damn your
developer-
bat cat game. She goes, "I'm bat cat, my love."
I
They
know
must
what you
never know.
mean. Digital painting is nice, but nothing beats the smell of real paint.
Stop huffing paint.
Oh, that is the sign she may have a problem.
You remember Deanna?
Yeah.
Yeah, she used to like smelling the Sharpies. We're like, Deanna, stop it! That's how you get high.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Tiana was a very lovely young lady we worked with once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I go and smell paint like a crazy person, but, you know, the real thing is different.
I'm not convinced you don't huff it.
Well, yeah, wait, what?
Wait, what?
In
Yes,
her defense,
nothing is quite like the real thing.
You do know, like, I've assumed in high school you took art classes. Paint does have a smell.
I don't
like-
remember them though.
Oh, I kind of remember them.
'Cause I don't think we
Well,
ever really...
I guess I'm remembering finger paints because I did a lot of that when I was a kid.
We never really got to do real... Well,
I also ate Play-Doh.
of course you did.
Oh, who didn't?
Not me. I just left
I-
it. I left it to dry in the carpet.
Don't. Wow. Arguably worse. Arguably worse.
Yeah, I don't remember paint smell, but it's been ages.
Play-Doh. Their slogan for a while, like on their at end of commercials and products, fun to play with, not to eat.
I remember that.
It's like, is it really that big of an issue?
Yeah.
Good thing it's
Okay.
non-toxic.
Okay, something I want to talk about, and I've been waiting for this moment. This house makes no fucking sense.
Ooh. All right. So first of all, supposedly there's supposed to be a basement in the kitchen, and I'm not seeing. Okay, is that what that is right there?
That's the kitchen, and it does have the wine cellar,
But that's
But
not
then-
on the floor plans for some reason.
but there's another basement up here,
Okay.
which apparently
So how does
might
this
not
house
even be
not
underground.
make sense? Let's go by the foyer stairs here on the left, equal the
floor's-
stairs on the balcony over here.
Okay, bottom floor's
Let's accept that makes sense. Okay.
bottom floor's fine. It's look.
Okay. That's
Okay.
a big ass hallway.
Why do they have a study attached to a bedroom? Why isn't it like on the hallway?
Because that's where the theater is.
And then why
What is this?
well, that's stairs to the attic?
Oh, okay.
One of the attics. There's two attics.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then it's like you have a whole nother bedroom that you have to walk through the master's bedroom to get to.
Well, the quarters aren't a bedroom. That's like a living room. It's like a den that you can go to.
Quarters.
Yeah.
No, it means like living quarters.
Yeah, where you can get like nice. Oh, you know what? There is an actual reason for that.
Explain it to me.
In old timey times, which is when this mansion might have been built, they might have just botched the floor plans for the game. But legitimately, servants would be right near the master's bedroom, so if you ever need anything, they could just be immediately right there. They had like a servant's quarters right next to the master's bedroom, so that they could come in. However, it was tucked away back there, so the master never had to see it.
Cool. Thank you for resolving my problems with this floor plan. Because I'm like, why would you put shit?
The study's a bit weird. I'll give you
Well,
that.
to be fair, maybe that it used to be another set of quarters, maybe.
Perhaps.
And because I mean, some of this is not going to be like
Um,
a conference room. Like
yeah,
they didn't have a
it's-
conference room in the oldie days.
Let's discuss business. Did you ever see the Lego Movie?
No.
We need to see that. But
No.
yes, we do. The Lego Movie's fantastic. There's a bit where one of them has to distract a bunch of evil businessmen, so it just cuts to them real quick, and she's going, business, 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 numbers, numbers, numbers. Is this working? She says to, like, one of the corporate drones. Like, is this working? Yes. Yay! It just cuts away from her while she's celebrating that it's working. But yeah, the Lego Movie's fantastic. We are absolutely seeing that one day.
Cool. Another thing that I'm reminded of that this is that there's a balcony in the back, but if you'll remember, this is from the foyer.
Is that
That's-
above the ballroom? Because it looks like
Well,
it has
A,
to
yes,
be. Yeah.
and B, if you'll notice, if you remember from like the artwork when they're in the foyer, that's that big ass stained glass window.
Well,
it's at the top of the stairs.
It says the doors are there.
But are they, or those are just windows?
Well, the stained glass...
Because usually on floor plans, a door is, like, marked with this weird shape. So it's just a balcony you can't get to?
Maybe... And
is
again,
it just a decorative?
I haven't seen the balcony recently, but maybe, like, the way the camera's angled, there could be a door underneath the stained glass window.
Maybe, because we never really do get, like, a straight-on shot of it.
Yeah, I think it's tilted up.
And still, it would be like, you'd be just, like, what? You just see the top of the ballroom? Does it have to...
Yeah, again, that's the other thing. The balcony is clearly just on top of the ballroom, and there'd be, like, roof for a good 30 feet there before it gets to the garden. Well,
if they made, like, those ceiling where it was, like, one of those kind of, like, glass ones... That would actually be rather cool looking.
Yeah. We were in the ballroom. Did they have a glass ceiling?
I don't think so. But that would be cool, because then it'd be like, you could, like, go out and, like, go to the balcony and still watch the people as they dance and
the wine cellar absolutely should be. Talk shit. The wine cellar absolutely should be on the floor plans, however.
It is.
Well, I mean, not like this, though. The attics are right there.
To be fair, there's a reason for that.
It was added later?
It's a plot reason.
It was added later?
They took it off the floor plan. For a reason.
We put our beating children down there. Really just beat the hell out of them. Didn't want anyone finding it.
Checking out the floor plans, I see that I'll have a lot going for me. Now I know how Ray felt when he found the Central Park West building floor plans from that one movie. That's a reference I don't get.
Central Park...
This is why I became an architect in the first place.
I think it's a heist film, but I don't know which one.
Sure. Jacobian
style... What the hell other movie ever uses floor plans?
Jacobian style at its finest. It's a thing of beauty. Look at these gorgeous rooms, the delicate harmony between empty spaces. And speaking of empty spaces, there's something rather odd about these ones.
Yeah, I feel a bit silly saying it out loud because I've never lived in a big house, let alone a mansion. But during the tour, I had the distinct impression that the rooms were... bigger. Maybe the scale is wrong? It's not much of a problem. And it is an old house.
There had been little details here and there that I would have liked to address during the open house, too. But it was all forgotten in the wake of Miss Santos's incident and the trouble with ownership. The wine cellar is going to be a problem. I shudder to think what sort of repairs they did to the place. There might have been things that were swept under the rug, pushed to the dark corner of the rooms, and hidden away in barrels. Water damage could have been covered up.
By the way, my guess of a room where they beat children, that is kind of sort of based in reality. In old-timey times, there would be rooms, I think, called disappointment rooms, where they would put kids they didn't like, particularly that were born with, like, deformities, and they would, like, hide them away. It's like they didn't want to kill the kid because that was wrong, but they didn't want to present them to anyone. So I just locked them away and would beat them if they'd had a bad day. Yeah. It's like, stock market's down, think I'll go beat Johnny for a bit.
Poor Johnny. His only crime was that he was born with an extra pinky.
Yeah, shit like that. Or like, what is it called? When your lips kind of...
Cleft lip. Hair cleft.
Hair cleft, yeah, thank you.
An albinism, or anything, really. If they didn't like how you looked, you got stuffed in the attic.
Peg leg.
Or in the basement.
Pretty much the only way you could get away with something like that is if you lost something in the war. That was a manly thing to do. Go out and he lost his hand in the war. And
if you were misfortunate enough to be a girl,
yeah.
Into the attic with you. Yeah. We don't want no peg-legged broad.
If you're a guy, you can go out and get an eye patch or a scar or some cool shit like that.
Yeah, that's manly.
The fucking Billy Connolly bit. Yeah, you get the cool bandage across the chest. And he's up in the balloon off. I get shot and getting a bandage on me, but that's not cool at all. That's a diaper.
There had been floods due to heavy rains
Billy
in West
Connolly's
England just last year, after all. And if there's any sort of damage to the house's foundation, that's going to be a lot of work. I was not able to look at the attic as well.
Beating the cat with the hammer. Oh, van's not good enough for you.
For all I know, a whole family of vermin could have made their nest there. Working with pest control is always the worst. The sheer size of this place is staggering, even if I did just say it was a lot smaller than I thought. I might just be biting off more than I can chew, but who doesn't like a good challenge?
Probably pays well, too.
First things first, I'll have to...
So, do you want a coffee? The one from the staff room is pretty decent.
There's really no need. I'm sure you have rules against it.
Rules against bringing someone coffee? that's ridiculous. And even if there were regulations against it, nobody's really here to tell Sir John. I've already brought 2 mugs, and I'm not going to drink them on my own. Come on.
I picture her holding the 2 mugs while she's saying this, and they both say, they're like matching mugs that say BFFs on them. And she's like, she just wants a friend.
Yeah, she would. I have to stamp down my annoyance at being distracted. Seeing the girl, the young woman, though, it looks like she has a lot on her mind. If babbling is her way of dealing with stray thoughts, I'm not really the one she should be babbling to. How should I respond?
I'll fucking have some coffee.
I don't have time for this. Just spit it out.
An air of uncertainty hangs over the girl, although she tries her best not to let it show. She really is too young, too uncertain for what she does.
Well, you see, the coffee, it's getting cold and, that's not good.
I doubt that's what she actually wants. No shit!
Nah, maybe if you weren't a frigid bitch.
Is that all? May I get back to work without being interrupted?
Sure, I'll leave you alone. And if you need me, I'll be just look for me somewhere. It's not like that's going to be hard. What a bitch.
What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
A strained air settles in the room as we stare at each other, mirroring the same confused expressions.
I was waiting for a haunting thing, because I've noticed there's one in every chapter.
I'm quite sure I heard her say something. Or is that someone from outside? Unlikely. So, when she slightly tilts her head at me in question, I can only look away flustered. It's an awkward affair, and I choose to hightail out of the realty office as quick as I can.
So, before you click, howdy, bitch! You know how she was like, just look for me, I'm sure I'll be somewhere around here? She fades away, and you can see her, like, looking over one of the partitions. Just, like, waiting, like, call for me.
Call for me, please!
I'll come back.
I promise! I love you!
It's the wide eyes. It's so innocent looking.
Yeah,
She just wants friends.
I mean, she is more or less an innocent character.
So do we ever actually meet a British person in this game that takes place in England?
I mean, Hannah and Luke are.
Are they?
Yeah,
Oh.
they're English.
Thought you said they were Scottish.
No, that's Rebecca.
Oh, right.
Let's see, Isabella's Philippine.
Yep.
Zach's
Ash is
American.
Asian. Zach's Asian. Fuck, Zach's Asian.
Zach is black.
Zach is American. Ash is Asian.
He's Asian English.
Hong Kong, then.
What?
It's a geography joke, kind of.
Okay.
Britain technically kind of owns Hong Kong, sort of. It's weird.
Whatever. Asian, British, but still has an American accent. Let's see. Luke and Hannah are British.
Marianne's Irish.
Yeah.
Johans is German.
Yeah, am I forgetting? Yeah.
Rebecca is Scottish.
Yeah, that covers it.
Okay.
So there's 2.
What about that guy?
Let's assume British.
Okay. You don't know who I was pointing to on screen, but I mean, really. Does it matter? Do you have it so they can see the cursor?
I think so.
I do not. So, that doesn't
Whatever.
help whenever I circle and highlight things. I was referring to the dude in the bottom right.
In case you didn't see my cursor
Indeed.
spiraling
Walking
up.
into the bar.
Yep.
That really looks like the Guinness logo.
Probably for reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Toodles.